Okay, let's do this fucking shit.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Sitting Ringside. As always, I am Robert Villa, and with me we have David Rodriguez, Mark Ambu Miller, and Rudy Lara. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, dude?
What's up?
Oh, dude, I am fired up. I am live in Denver,
Rudy
Colorado.
Lara.
What's going on? Covering the One Championship event, the One Fight Night 10.
Which one?
US debut, Demetrius Johnson.
Covering the
It's
One
championship event.
Yeah,
the
dude,
One
it's
Fight
a
Night
fucking.
Today was just awesome. Spent 4 hours doing the hydration weigh-in, which is pretty interesting how they do that. I mean, that was
Today was
freaking
just
amazing.
awesome.
Just
I
to
like
see
their hydration.
the background and how the doctor does it and all that. That's pretty dope. And then, of course, if you guys saw my live stream, I was at the ceremonial weigh-ins. That was pretty good, man. One Championship knows how to put on a fucking event.
Yeah,
But-
it looked pretty sick, man.
Yeah, it was dope. It was really, really, really dope. Right on, guys. But let's get that out of the way and give a quick shout out to HKA USA. Go to hkausa.com. Check out their stuff. They support Fight Book MMA and a bunch of fighters. So go and buy their shit. Right on, guys.
Zone,
MMA TV, ESPN Plus, Fight
give a
TV,
quick shout out
Pro
to
Combat,
HKA USA.
and of course
Go to
our friends over there at XFN. Big shout out to them. They have an upcoming event here pretty soon. And we're going to do the show a little bit different. We do have a guest lined up today, none other than UFC vet Smilin Sam Alvey. We're going to be talking to him about his next and fight that he has coming up, and some other news that he can talk to us about. Right? Well, we'll get into it with him here in a little bit.
Yeah.
So like I said, we're gonna do the show a little bit different. I'm gonna do the all the other stuff later on tonight. Guys, we had UFC Fight Night 223. Song versus Simone.
Also known as UFC Vegas 72.
Exactly. What do you guys think about this event? I know we were talking about this off camera. There was some good fights, but other than that, I mean, I think I'm gonna grade it a 7.
Yeah, a 7 is fair, man. It was decent.
It dropped down for me. It dropped from 8.5 to a 7, like you guys.
I enjoyed it, man. It was okay. Nothing to write home about. Other than our boy Fernando Padilla winning his UFC debut against Julian Erosa. First round finish. I'm surprised he didn't get, some type of award performance of the night. Some type of bonus. Looks like our guest Sam is joining us. Should we let Sam in?
Sam, he was having problems. That's why I had to resend the link. But yeah, that's why I told him we had a little bit of late start. But yeah, Smilin Sam is in wait. If you want to add him in, Rudy,
all right, do that. Here we go, boys.
Let's wait for his audio to connect, and then we will do the intro.
Is Sam at a ranch right now?
I don't know.
Yeah, he has a ranch. I know that. Yeah.
Sam, there he is. How's it going, Sam?
Doing wonderfully. How are you, sir?
We are doing great. Let me do a quick intro. Everybody that's watching and or listening, let's welcome UFC vet, Smilin Sam Alvey. Welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, thank you for having me on, sir.
Dude, it's a pleasure. I know David reached out to you, and when he told us that you wanted to jump on, I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
For a second there, I thought we had Chris Pratt jumping on with us, man.
Oh, easy blue.
Right on. Sam, again, welcome to the show, man. You got an upcoming fight here in the near future.
Yeah.
You're going to be, what is it, the B2 Fighting Series, right?
B2 Fighting Series. It'll be live on Fight TV, FITE TV, and FUBU, actually, too, which is kind of cool.
Right on, man. Talk to us about your opponent, man. Do you know much about him, and what you're going to be able to bring to the table?
Yeah. So I've been trying to fight since my last one. My last one was my 25th fight with UFC. We decided not to resign, partially because they didn't offer me the opportunity, but we didn't resign with the UFC. So I broke my jaw, but I've been looking to fight as soon as I could. I got into. I tried fighting in Russia. I tried fighting in Abu Dhabi. I tried fighting just about everywhere, and nobody would accept the fight. I accepted fights on 2 weeks' notice. I accepted a fight on Christmas Day in Russia on 2 weeks' notice. It was crazy. And then they say no. So you're all scared of me. So I started looking locally, and I was having a hell of a time finding anyone to fight me. So I said, listen, I'll fight heavyweight if it helps. So I talked to B2. They were actually the last promotion I fought with prior to going to the Ultimate Fighter was B2. So I hit them up, and they said, we would love to have you back. I commentate with them too, so it worked out real well. They've got me a guy named Cameron Graham. He's a heavyweight because that's all. I mean, I got to give up like 40 pounds to find someone willing to fight me because I'm a scary guy. Don't let the smile fool you.
Yeah.
And so I'm fighting heavyweight. It's the easiest weight cut of my life, and I'm looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to getting back in that cage.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Before we had you on, Sam, we were about to talk about the BKFC event that took place last weekend. There was talks. I know I heard rumors about you and Luke Rockhold possibly getting matched up. Like you said, you've had plenty of guys turn down the fight. The money wasn't right with BKFC. Like, give us some information on that, how that all went down.
Yeah, I should say it wasn't that the money wasn't right. BKFC never offered me any money. We were kind of in talks, and then Russia came up. Russia went to BKFC saying, "Hey, we're looking for a 205er." BKFC said, "Sam, if you want to fight now, Russia is available."
Yeah.
So then I started talking with Russia. Russia has been nothing but jerking me around for the last 6 months. So I'm kind of over them. Unless they want to pay, then I'll be on them again. But whatever. And so they did not pay me. It just never. We didn't get that far in the talks. And now that Luke Rockhold's in there, now that they're building their middleweight division, maybe their 205 division, I would love the opportunity to fight Mike Perry or Luke. After watching that fight, I think I'd rather fight Luke Rockhold. I'll take whoever they give me.
Yeah, I was just going to mention too, like, did you watch the entire event, or what do you think of like everything that happened with Luke? I've heard a lot of people talking about Luke going in. I mean, I know you said you picked Luke to win, but we all know Luke's style is like kind of been gauged on his ability to gauge distance and kick. You know what I mean? And going in there, Mike Perry's a dog. Like, Luke was getting in on it. He was landing some shots, but just the way the fight ended, like, what's your thoughts and your take on that and what happened over there?
There's no denying Luke Rockhold is the better fighter. I mean, he is. He is beating the better fighters. He is. I mean, he can do more than Mike Perry can. But in bare knuckle boxing, it is a different animal. Luke got his teeth busted in 2 rounds. Perry is just that. I mean, everyone's calling him the dog, and I didn't believe it till I saw it. Mike Perry is that dog. He's the one that will step in there and get it done.
Yeah, that dude is the junkyard dog of BKFC, man.
Yeah.
So if I get the opportunity to fight Rockhold, I would love it. Mike Perry, I would love it. I'm just gonna, first win my fight I got coming up, and then I'll call out everyone.
You're gonna call him out right there at the B2 Fighting Series, right?
Yeah, 100%. I'm gonna get on that microphone. I'm gonna sell myself to the world. It's been too long since I've had that microphone.
I know, man.
Hell yeah.
We love you here, Sam. We love you, bro.
Yeah, and with the entire UFC career, though, Sam, I got to ask you, it's always been a question I've wanted to ask you. You fought plenty of top talent and the best dudes out there. What's one fight that you never got that may have been in talks, it got canceled, somebody pulled out? What's the one dude, the fight that you wanted?
Well, I mean, Shogun would have been a firefight. I just broke my hand during the camp.
Yep.
So I had to pull out, and it was very unfortunate. I hated that I did it. But my hand was in 2 pieces, and I had no choice. I would have loved the opportunity to go in there and have just a hell of a fight with him, but it never made its way into reality.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite opponent so far in your career?
The best fight I had was against Daun Young. But the guy I liked fighting the most was Nate Marquardt. He was my coach on The Ultimate Fighter. He is one of the best men I've ever met. And I'm now that guy that says I got to fight my coach. And I won.
Yeah. Yeah, Nate Marquardt, when because I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Okay.
And so Nate, would train out and live out here and train out there with Jackson Wink, and just seeing him in person is, I mean, this guy is just massive.
He's the strongest human being I've ever seen at 185 pounds. I mean, he's crazy strong.
Yeah, he is strong. That's pretty cool, man, that you were, you had that opportunity to fight him. It's one of those things that, like you said, I was able to fight my coach.
Yeah, I've got more fights than almost anyone on that. I've got more fights than most 3 fighters do. And I mean, you can combine the records, and I have more fights than that. And I'm one of those guys that got to fight his coach, so I'm pretty tickled about that.
And I got to ask you too, Sam. Also, since we last seen you in the octagon, there's been another thing, a big trend that's happening. A lot UFC's pumping a lot of money into it. The Slap Series. I got to get your take on what do you think about the Slap Series when you first seen it come about? Like, not everybody was on board, and now it's kind of somewhat of a big thing. And Yeah. What do you think about?
Is it a
Do you know
big
anybody?
thing? I think it is the dumbest thing that's ever been. I won't fault anyone for doing it. I mean, if someone's going to pay you to get slapped in the face, well, whatever. I mean, but good God, you're just sitting there getting hit. I mean, there's no talent to it. There's no skill to it. It's just hoping the other guy misses. It is the dumbest thing.
It's certainly entertaining on a Wednesday night.
What I think their game plan is they make great YouTube videos.
Yeah.
You just highlight it on YouTube and then just play the events and just play the slaps on YouTube. Then you don't have to know or care about anything in it. You just get to make the money off YouTube.
That's pretty much what it's all about, is the clicks. I think they had like 13 million clicks on just one clip of somebody getting the shit slapped out of them.
Yeah, ridiculous. For enough money, I would do it, but it would have to be a lot of money.
Yeah. Not the $5,000 that they're paying these fighters.
No, it would have to be a lot more than that.
And a stipulation that says you always go first.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to piss me off, and there's not many ways to do it, but slap me. There's something in me that if I get slapped, it sets me off. And it is, I mean, the only thing I can think of that does it. My kid, he was like 2 or something, and he slapped me, and it wasn't intentional. He just slapped me. I hit him back, and it was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. It was just instinctual. He smacked me. I smacked him. Nobody does that.
There's no mercy in this dojo.
Oh, I don't know what it is. I don't know what my parents did to me, but slapping me is the way to get on my bad side.
Oh shit. Okay. Good to know if we ever get to meet Sam that I will not, have an open palm coming straight at you.
Oh, it's on. It's on. I'm hitting back. My fist will be closed.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So besides, or Rob, go ahead, Rob.
Well, I was gonna ask Sam. I know your wife. She's their cage side. Helping you out and stuff. I'm assuming she's on board with you getting your face punched and you punching somebody else's face barehanded.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a brutal sport, but
we've looked at it, we've watched it, and we've done the research on it. It is far safer than MMA. It's far safer than boxing. It will lead to far more lacerations. I'm okay with that. I mean, I don't have to want them. I don't have to try and get them, but if I'm doing my job right, I don't get hit. But it's far safer than the other sports. And as far as training goes, I only have to train boxing, which makes training go a little more easily too. So maybe I'll get in there, but at the end of the day, I'm a prize fighter. Whoever offers me the biggest prize, that's who I'm going to go beat up.
Right on, man. That's awesome. Hey, you know what? Now that you're, able to fight anywhere, you can go and fight for Brave or fight for Rising. Even one championship. I'm here right now in Denver covering the one fight night. Their USA debut, and man, can they put on a show?
Yeah. It's weird that one does their first show at altitude. You'd think they'd go a little lower. Man, they put on a good show. I like one. I like some of their champions. Mighty Mouse might be the greatest fighter of all time between him and GSP for the #1 spot. And that just I'm happy to see him moving over here.
So those are your pound for pound goats?
George St. Pierre's #1. Then we got Mighty Mouse #2. We got Volkanovski #3. We're going Aljo #4 or #5, or not Aljo, Aldo. Aldo #5, and probably you got to put Khabib in there at #4. It's hard to argue against a 29-0.
What about John Jones? What do you think of John Jones?
John Jones is
I love asking people that question.
There's no denying how good he is. There's no denying. He is incredible, and he's beaten, all of the best in the world. He's been caught a few times with his hand in the cookie jar. and so the same reason I couldn't put Anderson Silva on the list. Anderson Silva got caught as well, and if you get caught, I'm not putting you on the GOAT list.
Yeah, there's never an episode that we never mention or not mention John Jones. That's just the trend that we have on the show, that we have to mention John Jones. If it's either the good, the bad, or the ugly, we still got to mention John Jones.
It's mainly the bad and the ugly, Roberto. Let's be fair here, dude.
Yeah, but then again, at the same time, Roberto and myself, Sam, we're here in New Mexico, in Albuquerque, and know guys that train with John, and just know kind of like the understory. Let's say, let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
I'll post about it because as a fighter, I really am offended by people that cheat. I mean, whether it be eye pokes, groin kicks, injectables, or whatever, it really is offensive that they're willing to seriously hurt their opponent as opposed to beat them up. There is a difference, and it's just offensive to me that somebody would be so willing to do that.
Right.
Yeah. Have you ever came across John Jones? You ever had any interaction over the years?
I have not. No, the best I can say is I was there when he beat DC the second time, and he jumped up on that cage, and he looked out, and I swear to God, he looked right at me, and we kind of had a moment together. He was looking at everyone, but to me, his eyes like, yeah, you're freaking awesome. And then 2 days later, USADA arrested him. It's like, well, okay, damn it. That might have tainted that might have been the moment. Like, I thought we had that special moment together, and then nope.
No. Oh, that's hilarious. It's like when you go to a concert and you think the singer is looking at you.
Oh, every time, all the time. I hate that, dude. Yeah. And then I always end up feeling like a dumbass because I'm like, man, I feel really dumb.
They weren't looking at us. They didn't even know who the hell they were looking at. Like they just had this big old glare in their eyes at the light. Oh, and
hey Sam, you mentioned Mighty Mouse as being one of your top guys. I definitely got to agree with you there. Rob's there going to be covering the event. It's a pretty historical event for one. Like you said, it's sort of questionable at altitude, but I know like Denver or Colorado, they kind of been adapting to rules set with the BKFC, and that's kind of a place where I guess one could pretty much just step up in there, and it's not going to be a problem for them to set up the event. But what's your take on the fight? I heard it's Mighty Mouse's last fight. I know it's a trilogy. It's good for one. What's what do you think? Mighty Mouse walked out on top, or what do you think? Mariah's a tough customer though.
I think if Mighty Mouse were to fight Francis Ngannou, Mighty Mouse would win. I think he is the only person I'd put ahead of him is GSP, and that's because GSP won 2 different belts after 5 years of retirement. Mighty Mouse is better than everyone everywhere. I'll never bet against him. That first, his one loss against Cejudo was a close fight. I probably agree, but it was a close fight. His one loss and one, it's a different rule set. I believe he got kicked in the head or kneed in the head while he was down. It's a different rule set. He wasn't ready for, wasn't training for, wasn't prepared for like he is now.
Yeah, and that's what Chaudhry was saying, during the press conference that, Colorado, the reason why they picked Colorado and not in Denver was because of the global rule set that they bring. And the commission is going forward with that and approving it. So that's why one was able to come here or to Denver,
right,
and be able to put on that event. So, he did mention too that they are planning to start bringing more events here in the States starting next year, and try to take over, man. I mean, one to me is probably the second is close to being, right there with the UFC.
Right.
Especially when you talk about talent, the talent that they bring and that who they have, it's tremendous.
It is. The one downside to one is they don't have wrestlers, and it's when they start introducing more Americans and more Russians and more. Those are the two that wrestle. They're gonna start taking over the sport, and one stronghold is in, it's overseas in the Asian market. They need to keep their Asian champions. They need to keep their Asian market. And as soon as wrestlers start coming in and showing them that wrestling is more important than Muay Thai or Taekwondo or anything else, that it'll change it. They'll see some backlash, I think.
Yeah. And a lot of the casuals, they really don't know much about one or any of the promotions that are out there, overseas. All they see is, UFC. But having one come here and sell out their first day that they put their tickets out says a lot about what one is bringing.
How big is the stadium they're in?
6,500 people sold out.
Oh, wow, that's a good show.
Yeah, man. Bare Knuckle had their event there this past weekend.
Yeah.
They were struggling to sell tickets that they had to drop their ticket prices by 50%.
Oh, wow.
Just to get more people there, because that same night they had a regional promotion had their event that same night. And because Denver is huge boxing, it's just, massive in the boxing. A lot of the boxers and their friends and family, they're going to support a lot of the local fighters out here and go to the local regional event and not go for BKFC. So
right.
Whoever scheduled that BKFC fight to go against the regional promotion, they didn't do their homework, and that's why they were struggling to sell out that event. Even bringing in Conor McGregor, the Juggernaut, the champ, the double champ, the caliber of fighters that they had on the card. It was a struggle, man.
After the success of this last card, I don't think they'll have a problem selling out again.
No, not at all.
Yep.
I've always wanted to ask, dude, have you ever been approached, or were you ever approached by the UFC to maybe be a commentator? I mean, you're like the most charismatic guy out there, bro.
No, they never talked to me about it. A lot of people say that. I do commentate with the B2 Fighting Series. I'm actually going out to Kentucky tomorrow to do just that. And it's a skill. And honestly, if the UFC were to have asked me to do it, I would have said yes, because I love the UFC and everything they do. But I would not have been as good at it as I am now. It's hard, because as a fighter, I'll admire the fight and I'll forget to talk, or I'll overanalyze it. It always bothered me about the ex-champ. They're all ex-champions. The little guy, Dominic Cruz. He always tried. When he talked and when he commentated, I always felt like he was talking down to the audience. Like he was explaining stuff like, well, no, duh, guy. Now that I've done it, it's given me a new respect. I kind of do the same thing he does. Trying to talk through it. I may not be quite as down talking as he seems to be, but I kind of do it the same way. So I'm happy I'm getting some training. I'm happy I'm really thriving with the B2 series. And learning how to do it real well, because who knows, maybe someday the UFC will call and I'll be able to say I'm in.
Yeah. Has anybody ever gone up to you and confused you for Paul Felder? Because I've told people that's Paul Felder's older brother.
Hey, not all gingers look alike. I get Bo Nichols. I get Ed
Nichols.
Paul Felder.
Wow.
Yeah. We're all different people.
Hey, yeah, just like Rob, Roberto gets mistaken for Chemo Leopoldo all the time. You know what I mean?
They're like, Chemo? No, I'm not Chemo.
Actually, without the beard, I kind of think you look like Mark Munoz a little bit.
Yeah. But I'm Mexican.
I'm just saying,
we all don't look alike.
You guys do. Munoz has got a shorter beard, but I saw it.
Yeah.
It's
I like
the smile. You seem to be as happy as he is.
I am, man. I try to be happy all day, every day, man. Oh, that's awesome. So, talking about UFC commentary, Who would be your dream team to commentate with?
Chael Sonnen.
Okay.
And that's really it. You put me and Chael Sonnen together, we're good to go. We will have a blast. And you know what? I do like Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping's funny because he'll always say something, and like 30 seconds later, he'll say, "Oh, I guess I was wrong."
or she'll say, "I didn't see that coming."
Yeah.
All night long, and I always get like, "Man, that dude never sees anything coming."
Oh,
But yeah, no, definitely you and Chael, that would be, I'm all in with that. Would love to hear it. And
I think it'd be so much fun. There's talk. Have you ever heard of Tough Enough?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pro-Am card out of Vegas. There's talk that he and I are going to be commentating a card for them this upcoming fall, but we'll see what happens.
Wow.
I said yes.
Man.
I believe he said yes, but it's still months away, so we'll see what happens.
That would be cool. That would be super cool.
it's gonna happen. Yeah, I have a feeling.
Are you eating sour Skittles?
Yeah, how do you know that?
I don't know. I just had a feeling you're eating sour Skittles, man.
Yeah, man. I thought I was hiding. I mean, I knew it was man, like peanuts.
Those are awesome, man.
Oh, they're so good. Just discovered them now.
Oh, dang, Rudy, just call Sam out.
Hey, bro.
I eat what I want, son.
Yeah, no shit. I eat while we're interviewing people, man. I've been known to fucking munch burgers and shit. Remember Jorgen De Castro? He's like, "Are you eating burgers and berries, bro?"
Oh,
Hey, and Sam, later in the show, we do always get to our picks and predictions for UFC cards, mostly UFC. We try to, I mean, this weekend, you definitely got to be a real fight fan. You got Canelo, you got Ryzen. You know, the UFC card is big stage, big fight for Henry Cejudo, Aljamain Sterling. You got Burns coming off, 3 weeks, coming back in there, Bilal Muhammad. Will you be tuning in? Do you watch the fights all the way through every card?
I tend to. Yeah. Don't tell UFC, but TikTok, I love TikTok. I'm all over it. There's always streams of fights on there.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
So I get on there, and a lot of time I'll just sit in bed. Now, I live in Tennessee now. It's a central time zone. The only good thing about California was fights started at 7. I loved it. Out here, they start at 9. It drives me nuts. I'm just up so late, but I watch everything I can, especially if there's a card I like. Like, I don't really care about the first 3 fights of the main card. At this point, I don't even know who's on them. I think Mitchell just got kicked off or hurt or something. But the co-main event, main event are awesome fights. Like, I'm leaning towards Cejudo to win, but he's given up a lot of size.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm leaning towards Burns to win, but I'm not sold on it. I might, my recency bias might be giving it to me for Burns. And so that's where I'm leaning on those. I will definitely be watching the co-main and main and probably reading the play-by-play of the other ones.
Nice. And are you a big boxing fan too? Do you catch the Ryan Garcia Tank Davis fight, or will you be watching Canelo this weekend?
I watched the Garcia fight after it happened, so I watched it the next morning. But I don't follow boxing at all. I mean, here's how bad it is. I watched like 4 boxing matches, and 3 of them had a Paul brother in them. I love the sport. I practice the sport. I admire their skill because I do think it is the most efficient MMA striking style is boxing. I think is better than Muay Thai, Taekwondo, any of it. But I got too much to do to watch all the boxing fights too. I have kids, and it's too much.
Oh, it takes a lot of time, man. It takes a lot of time raising kids, man.
And plus, you're a coach, and you also have a farm too, right? What kind of animals do you have on that farm? I always see you posting about it too.
Yeah, so I've got I'm probably up to 15 goats or sheep. I've got like 60 something chickens, 2 horses, some geese, some duck. Just a nice little ranch.
Man, you're living the life out there, bro. I mean,
man.
that's what everybody should aspire to do.
I am busier than I ever thought I would be. I haven't been home today. I got up at 6 to get my kids to school, and I haven't been home yet. I'm right now. I'm at a baseball field watching my kid play.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, thanks
No,
for taking the time, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
To be
Yeah.
completely honest, I forgot about it, and I was just on my phone. I looked down and said, "Oh, it's." I forgot. I was supposed to be in Kentucky right now. It just earlier today stuff got switched. In Kentucky, I would have remembered. I would have had the wrong time zone, but I would have remembered in Kentucky. I would have been.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff got canceled and pushed till tomorrow. So I'm here for you guys.
Yeah, no, awesome though, Sam. Thank you very much though for reaching out. I mean, we made it happen. I know there's some tech difficulties. We got a late start on the show, but yeah, man, a pleasure definitely having you on, making the time for Fight Book MMA. Always love over here at Sitting Ringside. We've done about 170 of these episodes. Had some great guests, man. It's been amazing having you on. I know the boys enjoyed having you on. And we've been off for 2 weeks, so coming back, having Smilin Sam on definitely was a pleasure, my friend.
Hey, well, thank you guys for wanting me on. I love it. And if could I plug my YouTube channel for a second?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, man. Plug your socials, plug whatever you want, man.
So I'm at Smilin Sam on everything. All my stuff. I love TikTok the most, but I'm getting into YouTube as much as I can because I'm old. But I just learned that YouTube is where you're supposed to make money doing stuff if you can do it. So I'm trying like crazy. I'm pushing for it. I've got over 80 fights professionally, and I've got a story from all over the world. So I'm putting my stories out there, doing fight breakdowns. I'm starting to really enjoy my YouTube channel. It's at Smilin Sam. The link's in my bio of all my other social media. Check it out. Watch a video or three. And I'd love to grow with you guys.
Hell yeah, man. I will subscribe as soon as we're done with our show.
Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Hell yeah, man. Sam, like David said, thank you so much for jumping on, man. This was a pleasure and a long time coming because we've been wanting to get you on for the longest time, man.
Oh, I'm so happy it worked out. I thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah,
appreciate it, man.
Anytime you want, we'll get you back on.
Yeah,
all
man.
Right, count me in.
Okay, right on, brother. Thank you so much,
Have a great rest of your night, guys.
Later, dude.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. Appreciate you.
Well, I need a hat like that, man. I'm jealous of that hat.
Dude, fucking Sam Alvey. What a dude, man.
Yeah.
Bro, he looked like, honestly, I was like, dude, he could fill in for Chris Pratt. Got that Jurassic Park look going. Looks good, man. Looks good. I wish I could grow a manly beard.
Oh,
Can't, man.
Bro.
I tried, you might have shaved it all
I
off.
can't. I wish I could, bro.
Dude, my beard grows in within like 3 days full.
Shut
I'm
up.
just like, yeah, full, all the way
You
down.
know what? You're an ass. You can kiss my ass straight up.
Rob has
It
that
takes me like months to grow like anything, and then it's like
I got the chemo blood.
So how cool was that,
like
bro?
it's a porn stash.
How cool was that to have Smilin Sam Alvey? I've been watching that guy since before his career. I mean, you know, before he even went to the Ultimate Fighter. I think wasn't it Big Country Nelson and Shane Carwin? Is that the UFC, the Ultimate Fighter that he was on, right?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Yeah, Sam's an OG of the game, so yeah.
OG,
man.
bro. I've never missed a Sam Alvey fight. I've never bet against him, bro. I've never bet against him, and that I promise never.
And it's good that we touched on all different topics like BKFC, the current state of MMA, one championship. Like we got his take on everything because the guy's kind of seen it all and been on that big stage in the UFC octagon for many, many years. Like you said, 25 fights. I don't know how many pro fights he has, probably like at least 50 pro fights. So, but yeah, Sam's a real one of the best guests we've had. I mean, what did you expect when we told you Sam Alvey was coming on? What did you expect?
Yeah, he's 33, 18, and 1. So you do the math.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fights, man.
Yep.
And for somebody who's had so many fights, you know, he looks good, bro. You expect somebody to end up looking like Mike Perry, bro. You know, his nose is all. I don't know, man. I don't want to see Sam in BKFC. I don't want to see his face fucked up. Because that's a place you go. Your girl's gonna get hammered, bro. Smashed at some point. Especially if you're fighting somebody like Mike Perry, bro. That dude is a dog.
Yeah.
That's the thing too about when I asked him about the slap series. It's like, what would be more like? Imagine Sam just out there psyching people out with a smile and just
Yeah,
slapping
pretty
out of
sick,
you
man.
and KO and you. You know, like
It was dope. It
be
was
epic.
really, really,
So
really dope.
I don't know. Eventually, we might
Yeah.
see that. But
That'd
back
be
to
funny as hell.
but I think we could like revert back to UFC Fight Night from last week. 'Cause I know Sam jumped on. We a little bit different format for the show. I do want to give a big shout out to Fernando Padilla, our primo. He was on the show last time. I know I've been out a couple weeks, but man, did he deliver? Julian Erosa is a veteran, man. He's fought like the very top dudes at 145,
and a bunch of fighters.
Fernando passed that test with flying colors. Starts him out, man. Right,
It was beautiful, beautiful, man.
Where's that 50K, man?
And what did I tell you, bro? I said it. I said, you know, his opponent, who was not Julian Erosa, was it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was Julian Erosa. He just has he can't fight fighters like that, bro. That type of body frame, that style, it's just bad. I called it, bro. I called it. I said he's gonna get fucked up, and he got fucked up. It was beautiful, man.
Dude,
beautiful work.
How awesome was it to see Fed in the cage, looking so relaxed, and he looked like he's been there. He looked like this was like his 10th fight in the UFC. So composed, he's so relaxed.
He's really grown. He's grown into his body, bro. He grew into his body. You know,
chill. It was,
yeah, he did not.
Mark, did you just say "Daddy chill"?
No, I said he was chill. It was perfect.
What the hell is even that?
What?
What the hell is even that? Daddy chill.
I did not say that, you ass.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of anxious to see like how soon they get him matched up because like after a 2-year layoff, like you go in there and starts out Julian Erosa. Remember the first time he was on the show, we called out Jeremy Stevens. You guys remember that? Here it is 2 years later, takes out Julian Erosa. So very intrigued, very interested to see who they match him up with. I have a feeling it'll be a big name. And the UFC's been booking lots of fights lately. So Fernando will fight this summer, and we will know about it as soon as it happens. So shout out to you, Fed. You earned it.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, he won his UFC debut. He's just what the UFC wants, a young, fresh Mexican fighter who's got, I mean, he's got the world at his fingertips right now, bro. And I was so excited for him when he won. He got to talk to Daniel Cormier, right?
Yeah.
That was awesome,
dude.
Man.
He got so emotional at that interview with Daniel Cormier. You know, he was like that with us. You know, the very first time that we had him on the show, dude, he was like just so emotional. You could tell that he's invested in this career, and this is what he wants, and his dream came true. Winning his UFC debut, man.
He's super cool people, man. Super cool people. I'd love to hang out with him and Brandon Moreno, man.
Oh, bro, that would be bad.
Cinco de Mayo at the Canelo fight. That would be the shit.
That's why I'll always, I know, Robert, you weren't there, but I'll always remind Fed of the time when we saved him from the antis that were all over him in Albuquerque at the casino. So never forget that. Never, ever. So we saved him. Me and Chris Cook. Shout out to Chris.
Yeah,
Cook.
I did.
So epic.
That was
story.
that was after the LFA fight, right?
Yeah, that's when he defeated what's his name? What's Isaac's or Donald Sanchez. He knocked out Donald Sanchez that night, who is a legend in mixed martial arts in New Mexico.
Yes, he is.
Fed knocked him out. We were there live, and had to save him from some antis.
Yeah, I remember speaking to him. We were there when he came out of and we were talking to him. And I think since then, man, we've been a huge supporter of Fed after that LFA fight. And it's just amazing how we get to see these fighters and how invested we all get with these fighters that are up and coming. And they, you know, we see how they grow in the sport. We see them winning in the UFC, and you know, it's just it's a good feeling. You know, we feel like we're the older uncles supporting our nephew, living their dreams, so it's pretty cool, how invested we are with our friends and our fighter friends, you know what I mean?
Bro, I have a special place in my heart for everybody who takes the time to jump on our show and
hell yeah,
and share their story with us, man. I love that, bro. I mean, we do this because we love it. It's fun. We don't do it for the clicks. It doesn't matter. That shit doesn't matter to me. It never has. I just enjoy sitting here, listening to stories, telling stories, and talking about the shit we love, bro.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and then back to the BKFC event. We touched on it with Sam. Man, supposedly it was the greatest thing that ever happened because so many people that weren't BKFC fans suddenly became fans.
It was a good event, though. It was fun. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was a great event.
Rob's covered events there in Albuquerque. We've heard stories of what David Feldman had to put up just to make this event happen. It's kind of crazy, but I know in the near future they have a TV deal lined up, or where Triller completely takes over, to where that may be in fact the way they get bigger talent, bigger names. Luke Rockhold's just the beginning. There's even Connor flexing saying 185 bare knuckle. I don't know. You know what I mean? But the event though, did you guys really see Luke Rockhold winning that fight? Because I didn't. I know I've been out for 2 weeks.
No.
I mean, Mike Perry is
Not at all.
Mike Perry fights for a different kind of purpose, you know what I mean? And not necessarily the style of Luke Rockhold was going to be able to just overcome that. Mike Perry has been shining in BKFC, and it's kind of the face of BKFC, and you can't knock that. Once he beat MVP, completely sold on Mike Perry against just about anybody in BKFC, and Luke Rockhold wasn't going to be anything different, especially the way he fights and his style, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, when you watch that fight, and if you rewatch it again, you can tell there was just two different fighters in that ring. Completely, you had a MMA fighter against a brawler, a bare knuckle fighter, and the styles just didn't match. And Luke didn't have the answer. He just didn't, and that's why he verbally said no more.
Yep.
And I think too, what's interesting is Mike Perry was pretty vocal saying that that's his last fight on the contract for BKFC.
No, I think he got re-signed, man. If I'm not mistaken,
did he?
I think I saw that this week.
Okay.
But it did. It's got to be some
Good.
pretty good money because Mike Perry definitely deserves it. It's not about the belts for that guy. He even said it, in post interviews, even when he was in the UFC. It kind of proves the toughness of our boy Tim Means. Remember when Tim Means fought Mike Perry? They went toe to toe in the UFC octagon. It wasn't really any takedowns or any grappling. So that goes to show you how tough a customer Tim Means is when, him and Mike Perry threw down hard. And I don't know, man, Mike Perry, you got to take him out, you know what I mean, in BKFC. So I don't know who they put him up with against. But yeah, that show was apparently a great success for them. Lots of talks, Conor McGregor was pumping it up. We did add a co-main event that was pretty good. Eddie Alvarez, Chad Mendez.
Oh man, that fight was
a great
amazing.
fight.
Yeah. Well,
Do y'all think it could have used an OT round or what?
Yeah, I thought that it should have.
I wish they did. I wish they did.
I wish there would have been an OT round. I think it should have went to OT.
I wasn't mad about it, but I mean, I thought it was tied going into that.
Yeah. It's a good fight though. You know what I mean? I enjoyed it. It was just yes, this is what I wanted.
Well, do you think the BKFC money will come calling to Nick Diaz, or just the boxing, or Nate Diaz? I'm sorry, but the boxing thing with the Nate and Jake Paul, I'm not completely sold on it. I have a feeling Nate.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I think, it's the unspoken thing in the media and the combat sports world. We know Nate had a situation down in New Orleans, but I've had a good track record of calling shit that ain't happening. And I'm telling you right now, Connor and Michael Chandler's not happening, and neither is Nate Diaz. And yeah, it's not happening. I'm sorry to disappoint y'all.
I tell you what will happen. Connor is going to end up fighting Nate Diaz in the UFC. That's going to be their final swan song in the UFC. And I'm pretty sure that's going to happen, man. There's no doubt in my mind that's going to happen.
That's what should happen. Yeah.
It's money, baby. It's money, man. If you, dude, imagine this. Imagine this. You put that on, as a co-main event to John Jones versus Ngannou. Imagine that shit. Imagine that shit, bro.
Well, to transition into Ngannou, the Francis Ngannou sweepstakes are still out there. Rob's right there, boots on the ground with one championship. We've heard about him turning down money with them, and he wanted like a stakehold in the company, or he wanted a lot that they couldn't offer him.
20 million, bro.
Is that believable though? Like, I mean, I don't know, like one championship, maybe they do have that type of money, but like, you know how promoters work. Like they say things like when it's a promoter against fighter, you got to take things with a grain of salt. Because if it's not Dana White, then like, I mean, we know what Dana.
The president of one said that they didn't align. Their visions didn't align. It wasn't about money. So they were willing to pay him, but something about what he was asking, I don't know, man. I don't know the specifics on that. But that's what he put out. That's what he put out. That's what he said, that they just didn't align. Their visions didn't align together. So I don't know what he meant by that or what he was implying by that. But that's kind of weird, man, that he's been turned down from what, Bellator, one. In my honest opinion, what he should do is join the Money Mayweather team and sign a contract to fight Deontay Wilder. Now that would be the heavyweight fight of the century, bro. Bronze Bomber versus the Predator, Francis Ngannou. I don't want to see him fight. Everyone's like, Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury will just piece him up. It will just be another Tyson Fury fight, He's just going to dance around him and fuck him up. He'll box him. He'll outbox him. But you put in the Bronze Bomber against Francis Ngannou, somebody's going to go to sleep, and it's going to be ugly, bro. Ugly.
Violent and ugly, yeah.
I mean, think about that, dude. That'd be an amazing fight.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't Wilder just get arrested recently for like?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he's carrying a concealed gun in L.A.
But no, I like your take on the money team, though, Rudy. That's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, if it's not PFL, I said it in the chat with you guys earlier. I said Mayweather may, in fact, be the guy to get him paid and fucking not necessarily a career resurgence. He is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. He walked away with the belt. We've kind of seen that happen before in the UFC. Not many have. I mean, look at Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse, took that loss with Cejudo. Loss. I don't know if it was a outright defeat, but
loss.
Yeah. So, but I mean, Mighty Mouse has been shining. Francis Ngannou has been quoted recently as saying it's going to be all good. Everybody's worried. I have a feeling there's a big fight in store, and if it's Wilder in a boxing fight, or it's PFL making $1 million a fight, then maybe that's the way it's going to work out.
Just imagine if he took that fight with Deontay Wilder, he'd make a shitload of money, and then sign a contract to do that final fight with the UFC against John Jones. Bro, I mean, that's all the money you'd ever want. You know what I'm saying? You have 2 fights, and those are the fights to make, and you could be richer beyond your wildest dreams. Yeah. I think.
Yeah, and he's in that position. I mean, there's not many fighters that are in that position. Nate, I mean, he's not the champion, but Nate's a huge draw. Any type of a big money fight, put Nate Diaz in, he's going to draw some big numbers. And Francis, for sure, especially when he's the undefeated heavyweight champion, and the only fight left for him is Jones, like you said, Rudy. So, and I think Jones would want that. I mean, there's talks of him retiring.
Well, Jones said it, bro. He said it. He tweeted that out, that he would love to see that happen. He's saying, I want that fight after he fights Stipe. He's saying that he's going to retire after this fight, but the only fight that would make him stay and light that fire under his ass is a fight against Ngannou.
Yeah, it's got to happen one way or another by 2024's and Jones and Ngannou, right? Like, I don't know. Yeah, let's hope. But
let's hope.
But yeah, But yeah, there's definitely some huge fights this weekend. I mean, you're not a real fight fan if you're not tuning into everything happening, starting with Roberto Boots on the Ground in Denver, ONE FC, Mighty Mouse Mariah. We touched on it with Sam. Is that his last fight, Rob? Has Mighty Mouse said anything about it? Was the media asked him about that?
Nobody asked him, and he's not saying. So it could be. He was really fired up today at the weigh-ins. We shall see. You know, he might put his gloves in the middle of the ring and say that it's time for him to retire. It's funny because we all know DJ is a gamer, right? You know, we all know that he's a huge gamer. So at the hydration weigh-ins, there he is playing on his Game Boy, waiting for him to get weighed in. And I tell him, I was like, always a gamer, right?
A Game
Once
Boy?
a gamer, always a gamer.
He wasn't playing on a Game Boy, bro. It was probably a Steam Deck.
Hey, Rui, you would know. I wouldn't know. I'm definitely not a gamer, so
I'm a huge gamer, bro.
Could have been a Switch.
A Switch, yeah. I played one recently. Like that's the only thing that I know is like that's the new. It's shit, but yeah.
Yeah,
He doesn't
I know
need the
it
money
was
from
it was
fighting
pretty
anymore.
cool
Like,
though.
he could retire.
Yeah.
Because
it
he
was a
streams and he makes money
game
from that.
console and at the buttons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he does.
But yeah, no, it's a huge fight. It's a trilogy. I mean, we know both guys have finished each other, and Mighty Mouse giving up a lot of size, reach. Like it does not matter. Like he is one of the best, if not the best, to ever do it. Rob, I'm jealous. You're gonna be there covering it. That's history, man. Fight book, making history.
Ringside,
Both
man.
guys have finished each other, and it's the way it's supposed to be. This is the way. And what is it today, Rudy?
Yes.
May the fourth be with you. So, Rob,
Yep.
this is the way, man. So, yeah.
There's actually a couple good fights on the card as well, like aside from DJ and
yeah.
Oh, dude, I think the entire fight card it's a stacked card. The entire fight card is awesome. It's just amazing. It's an amazing event. Whoever did the matchmaking, kudos to him. It's just badass, man. I can't wait for tomorrow. I will be there around 3:30 in the afternoon until the event is over. It's surreal, man. It's surreal.
It's only right. It's Cinco de Mayo, Roberto in Denver covering ONE. It's only right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So is it now El Jefe or El Jefe? Is it El Jefe now? Because you're in Denver?
I like that.
It's El Jefe, and that's always going to be the name.
Yeah. You know, since we're mentioning it, man, I mean, it's pretty cool and it's pretty amazing that, you know, Fight Book MMA is able to come and be here to cover the debut of ONE. Which it doesn't really surprise me though, because you know we are pretty close and working really close with ONE Championship. You know, I made that announcement 3 years ago, and ever since then, man, it's been nothing but ONE. And the guys at ONE, the way that they treat their media, I mean, it's just amazing. I've never been treated this way as media, like after covering so many fights and so many events, and it's nothing but respect for the media. They were offering us water. They you know, they would come up to us. Are you guys okay? You know, do you guys need anything? I'm like, what the hell? Like, you know, we're media, right? So it's amazing, man. It's pretty cool to be there. I was cracking jokes with John Morgan. You know, me and him we were talking for a long time. And
did you kiss?
When you're sitting there for the weigh-in time, I mean, yeah, you got time to kill. And
I forgot to mention Saturday is Smilin Sam Alvey's birthday. I think he's going to be 37. So
yeah, it is.
shout out to Sam.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
the
Happy
time
future
doctor.
birthday. Yeah, I forgot, man. I was looking through my notes right now, and it's like that was highlighted, and I totally forgot. Happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday.
Yes.
Hope you have a wonderful one.
Yeah.
Yep. And then there is like but I gotta say it's a packed weekend. I mean, it's Cinco de Mayo weekend, so
Yeah.
who else would be fighting other than Canelo Alvarez? You know, Canelo's gonna throw down Saturday night. XMMA taking place, Gamebred FC. What else, Rob? If you want to do your event rundown.
Yeah, I'll do the event rundown. Before I do that, I want to give a quick shout out to a huge supporter of Fightbook MMA since for like forever. He's a friend of mine, a friend of Rudy's on Facebook. Shane Crawford. He's been helping me around to get around here in Denver. You know, he's just excited that he's part of the media with Fightbook MMA. It's just so huge shout out to him. He loves Fightbook MMA. He loves everything that we do. And you know, so shout out to him and to my boy John. He hooked me up with some badass plane tickets. So that's I got to put that out there since we were still on the topic with one championship. But yeah, let's go through the list real quick with the MMA, kickboxing, grappling, Muay Thai category. Obviously, tomorrow we have One Fight Night 10. I will be there. We have B2 Fighting Series 181 live on Fight and at Fightbook MMA. Ryzen 42 also live on Fight and Fightbook MMA. Of course, UFC 288 Sterling versus Cejudo. And May 6th, also, we have Cage Warriors 154.
Yep. Cage Warriors.
Is that it?
Boxing.
Oh, man, there's more?
Yeah, in the boxing. In the boxing in live on ESPN Plus in Tivoli, Italy, Mauro Fort versus Francisco Grandelli 2. Also on Fight and on Fightbook MMA, we have Crowning Glory Joshua Bautzi versus Powell Stephen. Also live on Fight and Fightbook MMA, Dynasty Combat Sports Spring Brawl 2023. And of course, in Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, live on the Zone, 2 title fights. We have Canelo Alvarez versus John Ryder. They are fighting for Alvarez's super middleweight undisputed championship. And the next title fight is Julio Cesar Martinez versus Ronald Batista. They are fighting for Martinez's WBC flyweight title. So that's a lot of events.
Daddy, chill. That's a lot of events.
And you know what? If you're not watching every single one of those events that Rob just
every single second,
round by round, fight by fight, tweeting, posting memes, you're 1,000% not a real fight fan this weekend.
Not a real fight fan, folks. And you got to make sure you're doing the Fuck It Friday challenge. Dana White's Fuck It Friday challenge. If you're not doing it, you're not a real fight fan.
Just
hey, and if you're not getting your live results and everything through fightbookmma.com, you're definitely not a real fight fan.
And you're a twat.
Oh, damn, bro. Way to, just disenfranchise everybody there. You're a twat. And I quote, he said we were twats.
But we will do what main card. We got UFC 288. We will close the show with some fight bookings and outside the cage news, but let's get to UFC 288. It's taking place in Newark, New Jersey. So Tommy D, it's in your backyard. If you're not there, you're not a real fight fan.
It's in your butthole, Tommy. Newark.
13 fights slated. Hopefully hopefully none of them drop. I mean, geez, like it's been a trend lately, but starting with the poster, it's cringe as hell. Cejudo pointing. It's cringe, but it's him cringe. So, right?
It's cringe, but it's super necessary.
Him kicking those pillows with like Aljo and Dillashaw and all that was cringe, absolute cringe. So,
Oh, dude.
I don't know if you guys seen it, but he's done it before. Like, I don't know why he did it again, but he's like, all right, fuck it. I've been out for 3 years. Let me break out these pillows, these custom made pillows, and I got one for Aljo this time. But geez, oh man, but
as far as the poster grade, I'll give it a solid 9. I like it, despite cringe being cringy.
Yep.
It's good, man. And it used to have somebody else. It was who the hell was it? It was supposed to be another fighter, man. And it got canceled. That fight got scrapped. The co-main event.
Thompson versus Pereira.
It was Oliveira versus somebody else.
That was Charles Oliveira and Beneil Dariush.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, it's cringe, but it's a 6. I'm gonna give it a 6.
I'll give it 8.5.
I like it.
Yeah. Not too bad. It's not horrible.
It's the Prudential Center. It's right across the bridge, Aljo's backyard. You know, we talked to Coach Longo that it's pretty much a hometown show, but man, a lot of the fans were just yelling for Henry, and I don't know, man, like they want Henry to win. Like, I mean, Aljo's interview or his pre-fight presser, he kind of sees it like, I don't know, the way I've been seeing it, like they want O'Malley to fight Henry Cejudo because I guess that may in fact be like an easier path for him to get the title. If Aljo fights Sean O'Malley, what do you guys think is going to happen? You know what I mean? Like, no disrespect to Sean O'Malley, he's great, but he ain't getting past Aljo. Maybe against the smaller Henry Cejudo, he's got the reach, whatever. And that's what Aljo spoke about in his presser, which was interesting because Aljo, man, like he's a realist, man, and I think he's going to go out there and he's in great shape. Henry's in great shape. It's a legacy fight for both. You know what I mean? So it's I don't know. Henry's been out for 3 years. He's pulling a John Jones here, so we really don't know. And like, yeah, he's been training with all the best top athletes, and he's an excellent game planner. You know what I mean? So you can't count that.
If anyone can pull it off, it's going to be Henry Cejudo. But
yeah,
I don't know, man. 3 years is a long time, and you know the game changes. Aljo's on another level right now, man. I think he is.
Yeah.
And I don't know how he's going to deal with that size difference, bro. It's a big size difference.
Yeah, that's why I want to start off just mentioning, like, I don't know if everybody listened to Aljo's, but that's some real shit that Aljo was talking about. Because, yeah, we haven't heard about Sean O'Malley matched up with anybody, so they're just kind of waiting to see, like, and hoping Henry wins, and they think that's the path where Sean O'Malley could just go out there and shine on Henry. But I don't know. That's if it doesn't happen, I mean, yeah, Aljo's wrong. I'm wrong for thinking that. But before he said that, I kind of believe that Merab's not getting the shot. You know what I mean? Like, Merab might get the shot, even if Henry wins. So that's kind of good. And Aljo did say the same thing. Like, if he loses, the belt's going to stay in Jersey or stay in New York because Merab's going to get the shot. Like, you can't deny him too. But then again, he could get denied. So,
yeah, I think they would shut him down because Henry's even said that if he wins this fight, he wants to fight Sean O'Malley next.
Yeah. See, they're already like putting the pieces in there and just putting it out in the world. But I don't know, man. Like, there's a lot. It's a 135 division just stacked as it's ever been. You know what I mean? So, but we'll get to our full predictions and picks for the main event. Starting the main card off, we do have 145 men's action. It's a great fight. Kron Gracie against your boy Mark Charles Jourdain.
My boy, smart ass. Yeah. Actually, you know what? No, this time I'm actually going for Jourdain, honestly.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's gonna piece up Gracie and he's gonna submit him.
Yeah, I mean,
you really think Kron is gonna get submitted?
I can see Jourdain pulling it up. Jourdain's got some good grappling. You know what I mean? Like, I hate on him because I just don't like him, but I gotta give him his freaking credit where it's fucking due, and he is a good grappler. I always, like, people always look at his hands, but he is a very, very good grappler. You know what I mean? But Kron's just I don't know. feels like he's been away for like, you know, a long ass time.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
So
Rudy, what's the odds on Kron Gracie? He has to be the favorite. Right?
He is, I think.
Let's see. Crown Gracie. No, he's not. Charles Jourdain is the favorite here, minus 176 favorite. Crown Gracie's a plus 145 underdog. Yeah.
Seeing it kind of goes to like, I mean, we know what Gracie's doing there, and like they're just super loyal. You know what I mean? They're not like really going out there to try to be, you know, a super good striker and like combine that their style. You know, just the amazing grappling jiu-jitsu. We haven't really seen that. We know Kron trained with Nate, and you know, Nate's had the same boxing, him and Nick, since they first fought their first fight in the UFC. And Kron Gracie's going to go out there, and he knows what the way he's going to win the fight and his path to victory. Jourdain could probably mix it up, make it a dog fight, win a decision. I'll pick Jourdain in the fight.
Yeah, I'm picking Kron Gracie. Second round submission.
Yeah, I'm picking Kron too, man. That's why I was like, when you said that, I thought, really?
When this fight opened up, Jourdain was a minus 200 favorite, plus 160 underdog for Gracie, and it's kind of getting a little closer there. I think it's probably going to get closer to even, man.
Yeah, probably. But I have to give Jourdain, you know, his due, and I'm just gonna cheer for his ass this one fight, and that's it.
Yeah. 2-2. I'm with my boy up north, Mark. 2-2 here. So moving on to the next fight, we're still at 145 featherweight action. Diego Lopez stepping in on short notice against an absolute killer in Movsar Evloev. Rudy, I know you've been high on Movsar, and I mean, the guy has just been like, since he moved up from what he used to be 135er, moved up to 145, and he just gets better and better. Diego Lopez, I don't really know much about him. Making your debut against that type of killer, like, what's going to happen here, Rob?
We are going to see a knockout.
You think so? I don't think it'll be a knockout. I think Movsar will win by decision. Most of his fights are won by decision. He's fighting a guy, Diego Lopez. Yeah, Diego's, you know, short notice, but Diego's got like 4 or 5 inch height advantage, so he's going to be a bigger fighter going in there against Movsar. But you know, Movsar, he's going to do what he does, man, and take this dude down, piece him up on the feet, just to get an entrance and take his ass down and hold him there. And I think that's how it's going to end. I was saying decision, but I don't know, man. It's such short notice. I think Movsar might be able to finish him, dude. Maybe, you know, sinking that rear naked choke. But yeah, man, I've been real high on Movsar Evloev, man, since he hit the scene. He's 16-0. This dude's he's a badass, man. I don't think Diego stands a chance.
Rudy too, for sure. Like,
yeah.
I think Lopez, like, who was the guy that kind of tested Evloev? Wasn't it like Nick Lentz or somebody? Like, he took the wrestling to him right away. Like, if Lopez is going to have any chance in the fight, he's going to have to push Evloev, you know, maybe get a takedown, maybe have something happen crazy in the first, get to a second round, maybe a fight gets interesting. And that's the only way I see him being somewhat competitive. But I'm not going to pick against Movsar Evloev ever. Like, this guy.
No.
The UFC's got to keep him on the main card. They want people to know who he is, especially at 145. Like, the fight against Bryce Mitchell, that would have probably kind of chiseled him into, you know, title talks. You know, say he starts them out. You know,
take a guess. Take a guess on the betting odds on this one, guys.
It's at minus 1,000. Yeah,
close, man. What it opened up at minus 260 for Movsar, plus 220 for Diego Lopez, but now. It's fucking insane, bro. Minus 900 for Movsar Evloev, plus 575 for Diego Lopez.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so if Diego can pull it off, you put a little bet on him, you can make some money, man.
Yeah, I kind of seen something earlier that said a minus 1,000. So I didn't. Well, 900. That sounds about right. So.
Yep.
Yeah, number 7 in the world, according to Tapology, it's what I'm looking at. The bout order, I think, is pretty much the same with the main card. The undercard maybe shifted a little bit. We're not going to get to that. we're sticking to the main card. Moving on, Jessica Andrade against Yanan Yan, right? Is that how you say her name?
Xiaonan Yan.
Yanan Yan. And she last time out beat Mackenzie Dern, right? If I remember right.
Yeah, she beat her in a majority draw or majority decision, not draw.
Majority.
Yeah, and I think Jessica Andrade has just been so active that it's quite unbelievable. You know what I mean? That she's been the champion, and every time she fights, it's against the best. You know what I mean? And this fight is great. I love the matchmaking. I don't know what the odds are, but I'm gonna pick Jan in the fight. Andrade, I don't know. Super active. I can't ever knock that. She is one of the best to ever do it. And ranking wise, it makes sense. And when this fight was announced, it came rather fast too, because I remember this fight being announced, I don't know, maybe a month ago or so. So yeah, they knew they were going to fight each other. Jessica Andrade stays ready.
I didn't want to talk about this fight because Cody Durden is one ruthless bastard. He was talking shit on an article on Twitter, man, about her saying that she was switching from the bikini top to a shirt because she didn't want her nipples to slip. And he was like, there's plenty of pictures of you showing more than your nipples online. And I was like, let me see what this is about. And oh my God, bro, do not look up.
Do not. I told you
pictures
not to.
I for some reason I was thinking Claudia Gadella. She's gorgeous.
No.
I don't know why that popped in my head. I get them confused sometimes, and then I looked it up. I was like, "Oh my God, this is disgusting! Fuck you, Cody Durden."
That's well never.
Don't do it. Do not look for Jessica Andrade's leaked OnlyFans. It's so gross.
That's why I'll never ship her. It's like
God.
I'm scarred for life.
I was scarred for life, bro. I'm so mad at Cody Durden. I'm pissed at Cody Durden right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was not right, and I'm just it's not cool.
So you're telling me you got Jan, right, Rudy?
No.
Yeah, we all got Yang.
I think I got Andrade, man.
Mark.
Oh, Jan. I'm never gonna go for Andrade again after that shit. Come on.
Yeah. And Rob, you got Andrade. I know you do.
He's looking up her OnlyFans pictures. Look at the pictures first, Rob, and then give us your answer.
Don't do it.
You're just gonna hear him barfing.
I was saying exactly. I was like,
hey, before
that's horrible, dude.
Before we get to the co-main and main, I totally forgot. Rob Schneider is fighting Marina Rodriguez on the early card on the prelims.
Oh yeah, Birna Jandiroba.
Yeah, and then there's what's the other one? Or my boy Phil Hawes. Phil Hawes is on the prelims. Yeah. He's fighting a straight killer too. He's always fighting a killer.
Bro, I want to talk about one fight that I think is going to be fight of the fucking night. That is Drew Dober versus Matt Favola. That is rounding out the early prelims or the prelims, right?
The main event of the prelims. Yeah.
Bro, everybody online is saying that fight should have been on the main card, and I 100% agree. This fight is going to be fight of the night. I don't know, man. Drew Dober crunching rocks. I don't know, dude. I got Matt Favola, Matt Steamroller Favola winning this fight. He's an underdog in this fight, and I'm taking the dog in his backyard winning this fight.
Yeah, man. I mean, I like Matt too because he's training partners with our boy Alon Cruz, and Matt's a killer, man. Like he ain't gonna back down too. Drew Dober, he may in fact get caught. He's got a left hook that I just definitely love, and if that lands, Matt's proven to take some big shots. But I think definitely, like you said, Rudy, it's the premier fight of the prelims. It could be on the main card, but this is just to kick things off. You know what I mean? To get into the pay-per-view. So yeah, I like Favola's chances as an underdog. I really do. And his fucking shorts were backwards in his photo shoot, so he kind of has like the backwards shorts curse. So I don't know.
He has to come out to crisscross then.
What's the heavyweight fight? The only one of the night? That's a pretty crazy bout.
Parker Porter versus Braxton Smith.
Oh yeah, dude.
Smith. Yeah,
Bro,
Smith. Every single
Braxton
fight,
Smith looks like a mini version of Bob Sapp.
yeah, he does. Yeah. But the thing is, that fucking guy, every single fight is a first round knockout. And Parker Porter, if he doesn't get a takedown, he's getting KO'd in the first round.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah,
You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
So yeah, I like that heavyweight fight though. I really do. What's the other guy? The guy with
And keep this in mind, folks. Braxton Smith is the underdog right now. He's plus 140 underdog. You want to make some money, put some money on Braxton Smith. I don't see Parker Porter, winning this fight. A lot of people saying that he will because, he's a better fighter, but I don't know, man. He doesn't fare well against, big hitters, and this dude's a fucking hitter.
Yeah, he's one KO away from Bellator, Parker Porter. So,
And what, Eagle FC?
Yeah. Hey, where is Eagle FC? Are they still around? I don't know. I heard Khabib has a gym. It's just called.
They're hiding in
Khabib.
the mountains.
Have you seen Khabib's gym? It's called Khabib Gym. That's all it's called.
Bro, have you seen Zalgas Zamagulov's hair? Let me show this to you, folks. He's like one of the fucking Beatles now. Like, what's up with this? He said that he cut his hair like this to be like Patty Pimblett, so the judges would give it to him.
That's hilarious.
He said that shit, bro. Let me see if I can find this tweet. It was hilarious. I was like, oh my god, this guy's funny.
I can't believe that he has that haircut, but Rob, I seen a picture of Rob. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, look, check this out, bro. Oh my god. I hope this time I will have the same judges Patty had last time. This picture is funny, dude. Oh shit.
Jeez.
This is my new screensaver.
I guess looking over like the prelims, like it is a pretty damn good setup of prelims. I like it.
Yeah, that's a couple good ones.
Like the main card could snooze out with Jourdain and Gracie kicking it off. They might want to think about swapping Drew Dober and Matt Frabola by tomorrow night. Just saying, it might happen. You never know.
It should happen.
It should, exactly. It should happen.
I think it could snooze out the main card with that Cone Gracie fight right out the gate. I have a feeling. So.
Why you gotta say something like that, David? Like, what the hell?
It's gonna be a fucking draw to start out the main card. Yeah.
Why are you gonna tell the truth?
Call a draw.
Yeah. Well, they've been happening.
No, the co-main event's gonna be a draw. Bilal Muhammad and Gilbert Burns is gonna be a draw. No, I'm kidding.
Let's get to that co-main event right now. Gilbert Burns, apparently, didn't Gilbert Burns fight like 5 days ago? Here he
feels
is.
Like it.
Bilal Muhammad, we haven't seen him in a while, but this is pretty much the only fight that he could take to where if he's really impressive, he can get Burns out of there, which I don't think he's going to do. If he does win, it'll probably be a fucking decision. But Gilbert Burns with the afro, cannot pick against him, man. That guy is a tough man, and he means business. And I don't know, like fucking, he's just trying to get paid. I could see it. He's getting a big payday, and if he gets Bilal Muhammad out there or gets him out of there quick, title shot, right?
Yeah.
Bro, the thing that I'm seeing here is that it's been a trend recently for fighters who typically don't have bangers of fights. They usually win by decision or take their opponents down. It's been the trend that they've been trying to go out there and prove that they got hands and end up getting slept. And I don't see this being any different for Bilal Muhammad. His last fight, everybody was saying the same shit. And I was impressed, man, against his fight against Sean Brady. That dude had some hands, and I don't know, man. I don't like that mindset going into a fight against Gilbert Burns. And I think he's going to go in there and have something to prove, just like Kamaru Usman was trying to have something to prove, and it didn't go his way, man. I think Bilal's best path to victory is doing what he does best, and taking him down, bro. Taking him down, smothering him. Look for a chance to submit him, which is going to be hard to do. But I think he can. Yeah. He can definitely win this fight. If he does win the fight, it's going to be by decision. But I don't know, man. Right now, I have my tap down for Bilal Muhammad winning via decision. Gilbert Burns, he's awesome, man. And I think he has potential to win this fight too. But
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
finishing Burns is a tough, tall task, and it hasn't happened very often. And I guess Bilal could probably shock the welterweight division and do it, but he's not getting a title shot even if he does that.
Oh, it's already been said. Colby Covington's getting the next shot, bro, regardless
Yeah.
of who wins.
Yeah,
And I've
then
seen a lot of people pissed off about that, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, and Kamaru
Yeah,
Usman
it is.
fighting Chimaev, we know that's happening too. But my pick overall is Gilbert Burns by decision. He hurts him a couple times, and just like, you know, I mean, it's a 5-round fight too. Don't forget about that. So
Yeah,
that's
I
more-
want to see. I want to see what they look like at the weigh-ins tomorrow. The face-offs.
Yeah.
Then I'll make a final decision. Right now, I'm leaning Bilal Muhammad. I just think he's better on the ground. Gilbert Burns, however, I mean that dude will he's gonna make you fight, you know. And I think the only chance he stands at winning this fight is if Bilal Muhammad goes out there looking to prove something.
Yeah, and didn't he? Because Bilal was training
True.
like through what do you call it, Ramadan and such like that, you know, in the lead up to the fight. So don't know how much that's going to affect him. And then it's short notice. They offered him the co-main event slot, 5 rounds. So it's a tough fight. I like the matchup, I really do, and it's pretty much the only other fight you can book right now at welterweight that's got like low key title implications on it in any type of outcome. But Burns is the guy. Rob Burns with the afro, right?
Burns is the favorite right now. It opened up at minus 130 favorite.
Burns with the afro. I think Burns is gonna come in here. I mean, I'm not really too much of a fan of Bilal Muhammad. I really have never been a fan of his. Yeah, Gilbert just fought, you know, like we said, just recently, and obviously he's healthy. He came out of that fight unscathed. So yeah, man.
I mean, this will be his third fight in less than 3 months, in 2.5 months. So
Getting paid. He's getting paid.
Yeah.
Getting paid.
Yeah.
He's winning the fights, getting booked so close. So this could be a good matchup, man. But Burns all the way, man. I think Burns is gonna be able to hurt Bilal and, you know, maybe come to the 4th round finish.
yeah, I mean, Bilal has a big head, bro. You'd be surprised how big it is. You know, and I'm serious. I'm saying that because it's funny. I've seen some guys try to take this dude out, and they hit his head, and it's just like nothing. He's got a big fucking dome, so it's hard. It's hard to put that guy away, man. It's really hard to put that guy away. It's going to be an exciting fight. Gilbert Burns is the favorite. It opened up at minus 130 favorite, plus 105 underdog for Bilal. Right now, it's minus 125 for Burns, plus 105 for Bilal. It's pretty much the same thing. So most people are going Burns. But yeah, man, I don't ever count Bilal Muhammad out. I'm excited to see what they look like tomorrow at weigh-ins, and definitely make my decision there.
Yep. Well, we got one fight left on this 13 fight card, and it is a legacy fight for both guys. Aljamain Sterling, the winningest bantamweight fighter. He should be the winningest. I think he has 13 fights. It should be 14. Henry Cejudo, triple cringe, 2-division champ. He walked away with both belts and been training all the GOATs, right? John Jones, Wally Zhang, Davidson Figueiredo. The list goes on. He's been on the outskirts, but he's been right there in the mix, training the very top dudes and females of the division. I mean, I don't know. It's a fight where if Aljo wins, is he considered is it like a Hall of Fame stamp? You know what I mean? Like, it's right. He's right there. You know what I mean? So if he starches out Henry Cejudo, in my opinion, Aljo's fought like a Hall of Fame career, even as young as he is too.
Oh yeah, I agree.
You know, and then not only is he a Hall of Fame, I mean, Ray Longo is a Hall of Fame coach. Like, I don't know how often they induct coaches at the Hall of Fame, but how many times has Ray Longo been in the corner of just legendary fights? Chris Weidman, Matt Serra, Aljo goes in there and takes out Henry Cejudo. Like, come on now, you can't knock him. You know, so a lot on the line, high stakes. I love that when we had Coach Longo on, I had mentioned that Henry Cejudo had suffered a cut. It hadn't been mentioned a whole lot. Aljo was at the presser the other day, and he's like, "I seen that scar on Henry's head. And I can't wait to split it open." So yeah, indeed, that was the truth. You know what I mean? But it's some weird interaction that they've been having. Cejudo super cringe at the presser, as he should be. But it's all.
Did you see him ragging on him about being Mexican?
Ooh,
well. Yeah, that shit was funny. He's like, you're not even real Mexican, man. Don't be talking about my gente like that. Aljo was telling him shit. It was hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
Don't be talking about my gente like that.
Hey, I think well, they're both loving it. They're making a great payday. But like Longo said, a realist, he's like, they're living a great life. A lot of it's bullshit, but I mean, we're 2 sleeps away from a huge fight where somebody's gonna have some big time bragging rights. And Aljo's in his backyard, man. He's fighting. Yeah, he's fighting a 3-year layoff Cejudo. So and Cejudo looks in great shape. I mean, he's a great, one of the better game planners in the sport of mixed martial arts. Like look at what he's done as a coach. So against Longo, it's tough. It's very tough. I got to go with Aljamain Sterling. I have a feeling Aljamain hurts him, either cuts him, makes Henry think twice about some. Aljo takes his back. Submission, baby. Aljamain Sterling, and still.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The Henry Cejudo. I don't know, man. Just looking at him at these this pre-presser, he doesn't look very good, man. He doesn't look very good. I'm sure he's been training his ass off, but Aljo, man, that dude he's shredded, bro. He doesn't look like he's struggling to hit weight.
He's like a bodybuilder.
Yeah, bro, and this is just going to be easy for him to get on the scale. This is going to be a fun fight, man. It's a fun fight. Cejudo's a slight favorite, minus 115, and minus, I think, 105 underdog for Aljo. Who knows what that's going to be looking like, come fight night. But I'm sticking with our boy Aljamain Sterling. I like Henry Cejudo, but I don't see it happening, man.
Roberto,
I'm picking Aljo too. I mean, he's we have Coach Longo, friend of the show. We got a lot of insight on Aljamain, and being at the weigh-ins today, at the hydration weigh-ins, I was mentioning to you guys that we were talking to DJ, and he was telling us, that he feels that Henry Cejudo is going to be the champ. Just the way that they've been training. I mean, he's obviously, he did lose. DJ lost against Cejudo, but it's he was talking really high about Cejudo, and he feels that it's going to be easy work for Cejudo. I mean, I don't know what insight he has with Henry, but he was like, the way he was talking about Henry, he was like sold on what he was telling us. So I don't know.
They've trained together. I think the last time Moraes fought Demetrius, they were training together. So there may in fact have been some training sessions of recent where both of them mixed it up, and I believe that's there for sure. But Aljo knows what he's good at. He knows, in fact, he's going to have maybe the strength advantage. He's going to have the reach advantage, and he's just so dangerous once he's able to get a takedown, take Henry's back or so. That's when the fight is really going to get interesting, and it may happen fast. I have a feeling the fight's going to happen super fast. It may not even see a second round. Like it could be early second round, early first round. Somebody gets finished. That's the way I see it, but I'm picking Aljo.
Yeah. And then for Henry coming back after retirement for so long, it's Aljo very active, so he's got that going against him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Mark, is he the bantamweight GOAT if he starts as Henry?
Yeah, he is.
Yes, love it. Yeah.
You know what?
I don't think there's no argument. He's very how do you say? I don't know, not underappreciated. It's just like who he's beat. Like he's put everybody that's been put in front of him. Like he's had a crazy career where he had a major, what was it, the Marlon Moraes fight? He was dead. Nobody thought he would come back up, and then he rose up, beat everybody, and like beat Peter Yan, made it look easy, beat TJ Dillashaw, one of the best bantamweights. I don't care if he's on PEDs or not. All these motherfuckers on steroids, like Nick Diaz said, right? So yeah, but still, he put the stamp on it in Newark. A lot's on the line. Henry off 3 years. I can't pick him. Can't do it. I mean, it will be crazy because it'll be another Mexican champ. You know, we know Irene Aldana is lined up to fight Amanda Nunes. So
hey,
the Mexican,
yeah.
I don't know, man. That was a controversy today, man. Is that Aljo was talking shit to him for coming out with the American flag, asking him why he was embarrassed to be a Mexican. I'm more Mexican than you. You're not even Jamaican. It was funny, bro. It was funny, man. So now people on Twitter, you know, they're dogging Cejudo, saying, "Why are you embarrassed of your heritage? Why don't you come out with a Mexican flag?"
Oh man!
And especially you would think going into Cinco de Mayo, you would be coming out maybe with a double-sided flag, you know? I don't know, man.
Tito Ortiz style, you know what I mean? Like, come out with both.
Well, you better have you better have 2 phones, 2 laptops, 2 tablets, whatever you want, because Canelo's fighting that same night, and this is going down on the East Coast. So I don't know how timing's going to work out with the main event of Aljo and Henry, and as far as Canelo fighting, but it is Cinco de Mayo weekend. And like Aljo said, don't disrespect my gente. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It's going to be a historical night. It's Cinco de Mayo weekend, boys. There's plenty of good fights. Rob, you're right there, history with one. So it's going to be an amazing weekend, you know. And it feels good to be back, boys. I've been out for a couple weeks. Yeah. Y'all held it down with Fed last week. We didn't have a show, so we ain't ever going to stop. It's always fun, boys. And having Sam on, great stuff with Sam, and we'll keep this momentum flowing, you know what I mean, after this weekend.
Hell yeah. Right on. Well, guys, that's our show for tonight. We went to overtime, which is okay. Awesome. We did start late, so, you know, it's just proper. Really do appreciate the support to everybody that's out there and out there commenting. What's up, Craig? We're just finishing the show. Thanks for everybody that's watching and or listening. We really do appreciate the support. If you want to cop yourself fight book and make sure a hat, hit me up or go to the merch tab. We'll get you hooked up. And David, you know what to do, man.
Yeah, man. No, definitely do appreciate everybody watching and or listening. If you're listening live, definitely that's love. We're here every Thursday night, same time, same place. If you want all this latest combat sports news around the world, around the clock, go to fightbookmma.com. Like, subscribe, go to our YouTube channel, hit us up there. Emmett's been putting out some great stuff. Shout out to Ross Marquis, all the Fightbook MMA crew. Oh, man, feels good to be back, boys. History will be made on Saturday night. For myself, Dave Rodriguez, Rudy Lara, Mark Gambu Miller up north, Roberto Villa at a Mile High. We are sitting ringside, episode 170 in the books. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Enjoy the fights.
Peace.
Awesome show.
All right, got it done.
Barely be that. I had to make sure that I could get
I can't wait for KSW. Like, those one fans are going to be entertained. They are going to be entertained by him.
And then that Mexican guy, the kickbox, the Muay Thai guy, right?
Bro.
Yeah.
Sage gets knocked out again.
Yeah.